Hi all, today I'm showing you how to make my mama's beef stroganoff. It's something that I always requested every birthday. Ingredients you'll need: 1 pound of sirloin steak, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 4 servings of cooked white rice, 1 cup of beef stock, half a cup of heavy whipping cream, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 cup of sour cream, 2 medium onions, half a cup of water, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 4 tablespoons of butter, 1 clove of garlic, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 16 ounces of mushrooms, 2 tablespoons of cognac, salt to taste, and pepper to taste. First off, I start by you can either finely chop the onions or slice them. I use the mandolin to slice them very thin. This takes a moment because I have no chopping skills, so I always do the slice. Or you can use a food processor. I do that sometimes as well. I just put them on a plate and set them to the side. And then next, I always mince the garlic and put it on the same plate as the onions. This also just takes a moment. And then next, I'm just going to trim the steak and avoid any fat, any kind of like big strip of fat you don't want on there. And then I'm going to cut everything into thin slices. And after I've done that, I always take a half a cup of water with 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And what this does is it tenderizes the beef, and I only put it in this solution for 5 minutes, and it works every time. It's so tender, the beef, and it doesn't lose any flavor or anything. It just makes it tender. I measure out the beef stock. You can see to the side the beef is sitting in the solution, only 5 minutes, and now I'm also doing 2 tablespoons of cognac. After 5 minutes, I always rinse the beef off under running water, and then I dry it off with some paper towels before I start cooking. Just takes a moment, like everything. You're going to add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil to the Dutch oven or a stock pot, whatever you have. And I always use the wooden paddle to make sure it's all over the bottom. And then I add the beef, and I cook over a medium-high flame. And I just want to brown the beef. I want to get the Maillard reaction, which gives flavor. Steaming it, and I stir often. And when it's ready, when I see that it's a lot of browning on the bottom and on the beef, then I bring it out. There was a lot of browning on the bottom. I brought it out, and I just deglazed it before adding some butter to the same pot. I saved what I deglazed, by the way, to add back in. And this is just 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to do the onions now. I'm going to cook until they're translucent. That just takes a moment, like everything else. It moves very fast because we did a lot of prep work. We cut the beef, we cut the onions, we also did the garlic. We've measured out everything. So it goes very, very fast. And it's picking up a lot of the stuff off the bottom as well. Anything left that I didn't get up. And then I just pull them out once they've become translucent, and I set them to the side. And after this, I'm going to be doing the mushrooms. You can always add more mushrooms if you want. We're going to add 2 more tablespoons of butter, melt it, and then add the mushrooms. You can do more. Like I said, I just did a pound of sliced mushrooms. You can do 2 pounds if you want, or less. But really, a pound is where you should be at. But if you want to do more, I'm all for more mushrooms. I love them. They're my favorite. You'll see a lot of them recipes in my family have a lot of mushrooms in them. You can tell we like mushrooms. So now I'm just adding everything back in. Everything. I'm adding the garlic in now. That's because I don't want to burn the garlic, and that was a concern. There needs to be some moisture in there so it doesn't burn. And so now I'm adding the beef stock and all of the bits I picked up when I deglazed. I'm putting it back in. And that's the cognac and beef stock and what I deglazed. I'm adding a half a cup of whipping cream now. And now I'm adding a cup of sour cream. This dish was very popular in the 70s, I believe. And I'm adding the beef back in. You can always add more beef, by the way. Some people like to add 2 pounds of beef. It's just my mama and I, so 1 is fine. We're gonna pepper to taste. Again, that's personal preference. I always put a lot of pepper in because I like pepper. And I also salt to taste. I don't use a lot of salt normally. I'm so used to not using salt that I am very sensitive to it. And 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and I'm making a slake, which is just a 1/4 cup of the sauce with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And slaking is basically a thickening agent like cornstarch with liquid to thicken the sauce. And then I'm going to add the slake back into the sauce. And this will just cook for a few moments to thicken up. There you go. And then I turn off the heat and I serve it over rice or egg noodles. I chose rice in the end, and I always garnish with some parsley. I think it looks nice. Looks real pretty, I think. If you're enjoying our videos, we're asking everybody to please like, subscribe, and comment. Because of how the YouTube algorithm, these factors are needed for us to grow. Other ways we stay hidden. Things like watching the video all the way to the end, commenting, liking, and of course being a subscriber and hitting the notification bell so you never miss a video. These things are important and we'd like to grow. Thank you for your help. I post videos every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays on a variety of topics. Cooking, baking, pets, gardening. We're coming up on the holiday season, and we have a lot of things prepared to show you about how we celebrate the holidays here in the South. And we'd love for you to come on by. Thank you all for coming on by and watching one of our videos. We're very grateful. We know you've got a lot of choices, so we're just grateful that you took the time to stop on by. The holiday season is coming up again. I mentioned that. So please hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And as always, be blessed.